So let's have a look at these questions. What will be the charge of a magnesium ion? It is +2. It's in group 2, which means it's got 2 electrons in the outer shell, and so a magnesium ion will lose both of those 2 electrons and form +2. Oxygen's in group 6, so it has 6 electrons in the outer shell. It will gain 2 to form an oxide ion. That should say oxide ion, not an oxygen ion. And so that'll have a charge of -2. What can you say about all ions in terms of their outer shell? Ions become negative when the outer shell is full. No. Ions, you can simply say ions have a full shell, or normal ions have a full shell anyway. Because it doesn't mean they're not necessarily negative, because we saw that a magnesium ion is positive. So we can just say that you can just say that ions are most ions, the vast normal ions. Let's say normal ions, because would have a full outer shell. Now, the reason why I say normal ions is because if magnesium only lost 1 electron, it would still be a magnesium ion. It's just that doesn't really happen. So normal ions, it would have a full outer shell. Why do all metals form positive ions? Because the non-metals transfers their spare electrons to the metal. Yeah, I mean, basically, yes, but we need to understand why that happens. And the reason why it happens is because metals have a small number of electrons in the outer shell. And so, because it has a small number, it's easier for it to lose those electrons rather than to gain. It's easier to lose a few electrons rather than to gain lots of electrons. So metals form positive ions because they lose their small number of electrons in the outer shell, and then they become positive. What is wrong with this sentence? There is 1 atom of sodium and 1 atom of chlorine in a molecule of sodium chloride. What is wrong with it? This word, molecule. You don't have molecules of ionic compounds. There's no such thing as a molecule of ionic compound. Sodium chloride is sodium, and it's an ionic compound. It's metal and non-metal. What is the displayed formula of butane? Yes, I mean, you had some issues using the drawing, and you taught me through that, so we'll just say this is correct. What is the structural formula of butane? I think you said that you know that there should be no lines here, and you said that the C and the H should be capital. I would also say that you don't do a 1 after the C. You just put CH3, not C1H3. Okay, so if there's no number, you assume it's 1. What is the structural molecular formula? Correct, just C4H10. Again, capital C's, capital H's. What is the empirical formula? Yes, C2H5. It's just a ratio. You simplify that ratio there, like 4 to 10 is the same as 2 to 5, so you simplify it. So I'll just save that video there, and I'll put the video right there. Okay.